I'm Father Robert Balacer, the Digital Jesuit, host of Twiet, This Week in Enterprise Tech on the Twit Network. I'm taking a look at the Acer S7 touchscreen Windows 8 Ultrabook.
The S7, model 3919986, is the current flagship of the Acer Ultrabook fleet. Sporting a big screen, small footprint, one-piece aluminum chassis, Gorilla Glass lid, and a multi-touch display, the S7 was designed from the ground up to be a svelte Windows 8 powerhouse. At 12.7 inches wide, 8.8 inches deep, and 2.87 pounds heavy, the S7 itself is lightweight, thin, and well-proportioned. Under the hood, power is provided by a dual-core 1.9 GHz Intel Core i7-3517U Ivy Bridge CPU with 4 MB of cache that can burst up to 3 GHz. The S7 sports 4 GB of DDR3 memory, and a 256 GB SSD provides lightning-quick storage. An Intel HM777 Express chipset enables all the goodies under the hood, including 2 USB 3.0 ports and the integrated Intel HD 4000 graphics. Acer packed the S7 with connectivity options. An integrated Atheros radio supports both 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi, 802.11ab GNN, and Bluetooth 4.0. The S7 also includes a set of breakout dongles to enable Ethernet and VGA out. The theme of the design is simple, with the busiest side of the laptop housing a power plug, a mini HDMI port, audio jacks, and power button. The right side flush mounts 2 USB 3.0 ports next to an integrated memory card reader. The keyboard and trackpad of the S7 is solid, owing to the aluminum unibody. Acer equipped the S7 with short-throw keys that feature a backlight that dims according to the ambient light. The trackpad is large, sensitive, and well-placed. It immediately recognized my multi-touch gestures and was perfectly sized. The lid uses an aluminum bezel around a solid pane of Gorilla Glass to create a lipless edge-to-edge screen. It utilizes a unique variable resistance hinge to allow free motion up to 120 degrees, while adding significantly more resistance past 120 to 180. The net effect is that the screen opens easily, stays where you position it, and doesn't wobble when you use the touchscreen. Speaking of the touchscreen, it's the heart of the unit. At 1920 by 1080, the 13.3-inch 16:9 Comfy View IPS LED backlit screen is beautiful. It's completely flush with the lid to make off-screen gestures possible, and the pixel density is indistinguishable from Apple's Retina display. Using the touchscreen is an eye-opening experience. At first, I thought that the screen, while uber-geek cool, might just be a Windows 8 showcase feature or a gimmick for tablet games. However, after a solid 2 months of use, I found myself naturally reaching up to the screen for certain functions, like scrolling through tiles and news apps. After a short time of using the S7, I switched seamlessly between keyboard, trackpad, and touchscreen. Twin Dolby speakers at the bottom front of the S7 provide passable sound. The placement works well to create a stereo effect, and the speakers are surprisingly powerful, but the audio sounded a bit tinny and was lacking any meaningful bass response. The multimedia package is finished with a web camera and twin microphones on the bezel and toward the front of the chassis. The 2340 mAh lithium polymer battery provides a runtime that is average for a notebook. My rundown test measured an average usage runtime of 431, with a low of 345 and a high of 626. Acer offers an optional bolt-on battery pack that can extend the life of the S7, but those batteries are as elusive as bacon pancakes. The Acer S7 is available now in models ranging from $1,100 to $1,700.
There are a lot of things about the Acer S7 to like. It's well designed, it's powerful, it's compact, it's thin, it's light, and it has this beautiful responsive touchscreen, which I actually found wasn't a gimmick. At first I thought maybe it was just a showcase thing, but over the course of my usage, I found myself naturally reaching up to touch certain elements. In other words, it's not going to replace the keyboard or the mouse, but it's another tool that I can use. That's just cool. The biggest drawback for a lot of people is going to be the price. And yes, $1,600 to $1,700 is a lot of cash, but you have to consider what you're getting for that. It's about the same price as a similarly configured MacBook Air, and yet you get this really cool design and a touchscreen. But beyond price, there are a few elements that bring down the overall score. The first has to be the battery runtime, 3 to 6 hours. Probably closer to 3 than to 6. You could eke out 6 hours if all you were doing was checking your email and surfing the web, but if there's any rich content in there, if you're going to watch a movie, videos on YouTube, or playback music, you're going to eat into your battery rundown time. Acer does offer a bolt-on battery, but I wasn't able to find it or even price it. So I'm going to have to hold off to find out if that's going to fix this kind of anemic battery time. The second thing has to be the configuration, or lack thereof. An i7 processor and a 256GB SSD makes this a speed demon. I can actually use this with my Adobe Premiere video editing suite, but it's limited to 4GB of memory. It would have been nice to have the option to include 8GB so I could, well, supplement that CPU and storage option. The last thing is, well, maybe it's kind of tic-tacky, but I find it to be a big thing, and that is this, the power button. Acer put it dead center on the side, which means if I ever pick up this notebook, I'm probably going to accidentally clip that button and put the notebook into sleep or into shutdown mode. But beyond that, this is a fantastic notebook. It's well built. It works incredibly well. It's a nice showcase piece for Windows 8, and, well, I found it to be my constant companion. If I was going to assign a buy, try, or don't buy to this, the Acer S7 would be a definite buy. I'm Father Robert Ballecer. This is the Acer S7 touchscreen Windows 8 notebook.